mentioned that you've got this
Free
something.
drinks.
Huh?
Free drinks.
Yeah. And I need to know a bit more about what that means and what it
People
entails.
coming over with their own alcohol, we're pre-drinking here, and then we're going on a bus or train to the city to go out. That's basically it.
And how many people are coming?
Up to 25, I think.
Right.
But some people are saying they're not going to come, they'll just meet us out. So it just depends. Like, I think there's been 25, give or take, because of plus ones have been invited, but I think already heaps of those people have said that they're not going to come.
But how many? I mean, I want you to understand that I want to have a pretty good idea.
Which is what I'm telling you. Because
Like,
I just said 25
yeah,
people.
a pretty good idea who those 25 are. Whoops.
They're friends.
Yeah, but
You've never met any of them.
I've never met any of
I
them.
don't know if you've met a lot of them. There's still like Beth is coming, and Meg and Andrew and Harriet and Monica and Emily, Jared, Kiki. You've met all of them.
But the majority of them I've never met.
I don't know. You might have met them. They might have come over. I think a couple of them have come over before.
I mean,
I don't think it matters really whether you've met them or not, or who they are. It shouldn't
it
matter.
does. It does.
It shouldn't matter who they are.
If they're coming here to my house, yes, it does matter, and it should matter.
Yeah, but I'm not going to explain who each of them are to you. I'm really not. I'm not going to do that. If
What?
I was having a party here, I wouldn't have to explain to you every single person who's coming to that party, and I'm not going to explain who's coming. I can tell you that they're not bad people, and you couldn't say yes or no anyway because you've never met them.
It's not the point.
But
That's not
I
the
don't
point.
have to explain who they are, their background history, or anything.
I'm not asking for their background
That's what
history.
you usually ask.
You've never had people here before, so how can you possibly say
I'm
I
just
usually do?
saying that if I was going, no, you usually ask if anyone comes over, who are they? Where are they from? What school do they go to? Who?
No,
are
I
they
don't
in
usually
school?
ask all those
You
questions.
do
I
ask.
inquire who they are. Do you think that's unreasonable?
Yes, I
You
think.
think it's
I
unreasonable for me
I
to
don't
ask?
think you need to know all their names.
But these are people coming into my
Yes,
home.
but I'm not introducing you to any of them.
But you should.
I don't want to. I don't want them to meet you
Why not?
because I don't want them to meet you. I don't want you to meet any of my friends.
Well, why are you bringing them here then?
Because because we're having pre-drinks here. It's a garden. I wasn't allowed a party, so
Hold on. You're telling me that you don't want me to meet your friends.
I don't want you to meet my friends.
And,
No.
and yet you're now telling me tomorrow night you've
Yes, they're
invited
coming
20...
out of the garden. They're
twen-
going nowhere near
The
you.
garden is my home. It's my garden.
Yes,
it's just
but it's still
outside
in
that.
the garden.
That's
No.
not. That's not the point, Hannah.
I don't want you to meet any of my friends.
Are you serious?
Yes.
And yet you're telling me in your next breath that you want them here.
Yes.
Well, you can't have them here.
Yes, they're already coming here.
Well,
Don't
when they
you dare-
arrive, I'll tell them they're not welcome.
Don't you dare say that. That's not fair on me. I
Well-
wasn't allowed a party.
Well, it's not a case of you're not allowed a party. You can have a party.
No, I
There's a-
wasn't allowed a party.
But not a party here at the house.
Well,
What?
exactly, that's a party.
Not with the kind of people that you're not even prepared to introduce me to.
I don't want to introduce you to my friends. Why would I ever want to do that? I hate having you know my friends in the first place. You're embarrassing, and you.
Go on, why am I embarrassing?
Okay, half my friends know what you're like. The more people know about you, the less they like you, and they haven't even met you.
I don't get this. I don't get this. What am I like?
Well, you're aggressive, you're violent, you're rude.
I'm not aggressive or violent.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. You're the one who slams the doors in my face. You're the
Oh,
one
okay, that would explain bruises on me, Amy, and
Where
Mum
are all
in the
these
past.
bruises you keep telling me? Photograph them.
Oh, I think Mum has.
Well, and that's what I want you to show me.
No, because then you'll delete them.
I won't delete
Yes,
them.
you will.
just say this stuff.
You will delete them. You don't think that you're aggressive and violent and angry.
I'm frustrated because when I try and talk to you, I just get this attitude.
Oh, I don't want to introduce you to my friends, and you should respect that.
Well, why do you bring them here?
Because I want them at my house, but I don't have to introduce you to my
So am I
friends.
supposed to be leaving for the night?
No.
Would you
You
like
just
me to
don't
go?
have to be near
Would you
them.
like me to be
Just
gone?
don't come near us.
Do you want me to go tomorrow night?
That's not what I said.
You're as good as saying that.
Why?
Well, that's how
I
I
don't want you
interpret
to
it.
come out to them and come and shake their hands or anything. I don't want you doing that. I do not want you doing that. No other family has do that.
What do you mean no other family
Well,
has
every
been?
single party I've been to where their parents are around, they've always stayed to themselves, the parents. Every single party, that's no joke. Not even Meg's family made anyone come up to them and say hello. No joke, no, not lying.
So,
And that's never happened.
so I have these people in the house,
They're not coming in the house.
alright,
Outside.
and you're not even prepared to tell me who they are.
I don't know how to tell you who they are. Do you have to list their names? Because it doesn't matter, because you're not going to be talking to
Well,
them.
I'd like you to tell me their name, because if there's an incident here, the police will want to know who was here.
There won't be any incidents.
I don't know that.
Okay, well, I will know their names.
I don't, well,
I will know their names.
will you write their names down for me?
No, that's weird.
Please.
That's so weird. I'm not doing that. That's
So-
really weird. I
So
don't-
you don't want me around?
I don't want to write their names down. That's so weird. Why don't? If you had a party, would you want me to list every? Would you want me to come up to you and say, okay, what's every single's name? Every single
All I
person's
can
name?
tell you is that if I did have a group of people round here for any reason, I would know everyone I was inviting.
I know.
And I would know their
invited.
names.
I know everyone's names that I'm invited.
And I wouldn't be ashamed to introduce them to other family members.
Well, I am. I shouldn't have to do that. I'm young.
You shouldn't have to
I
do...
shouldn't have to do that. That's weird.
What do you mean you shouldn't have to do it
That's
because
so
you're young?
weird to have to introduce them to you.
No, I'm not asking you to.
Yes, you
No,
are.
I'm saying that I would be able to. In other words, I would be able to say who all these people are.
You don't have to do that though. What's the point? It's just really weird, and I get frustrated that you have to do stuff like that. How old-fashioned are you?
I don't think it's got anything to do with
It
being
is
old-fashioned.
to do with being old-fashioned.
It's to do
It
with-
is everything to do with old-fashioned.
I don't
No
see-
one does that but you.
I don't know.
No one.
I don't understand why you're saying no one does except me when you've never had a party.
No, but I've been to parties.
And so really you're saying that you won't have the people round here. You see, the police these days warn families,
Yes,
warn parents
they do.
about
This isn't a
children,
party.
about their children, inviting people round. They call it gatherings. That's the term
Oh
they
wow,
use.
you really listen to the police.
I read the paper.
Yes.
And yes, I do
And do
listen
you
to
know
the
how out of
police.
proportion, biased, and adult-oriented the newspaper
I don't
is?
know whether it's out of
Parents
proportion.
Yes, it
All
is.
I'm telling
It is
you-
very wrong half the time.
All I'm saying.
I've never been to a dodgy party in my life, and I've been to parties with the dodgiest people I know.
Well, that's what worries me.
Yes.
These dodgy people
These
are
aren't
coming.
coming here. No, that's what I just said.
Well, I don't know
I said
that.
earlier, well, you're not going to know that because you don't know anything about them anyway. You wouldn't know that even if I told you their names. I don't get what you're trying to say or what you're trying to prove by having their names.
I just want to know who's coming round to my house.
People that I know.
And I don't think it's unreasonable for me to ask to know in advance who it is.
I don't know.
What
I don't
would you
want
do
to-
if suddenly a whole load of cars turned up?
They wouldn't.
Please,
They
hear me out.
wouldn't. There's not enough people for all those
If a
cars
whole
to
load
turn
of
up.
cars turned up
Oh,
and a
I'm
whole
not
load of
doing
people
this because
came,
it's not, this
because
isn't happening.
some
This
of those-
wouldn't happen.
some of those
this
people-
wouldn't happen.
some of the
This
people,
wouldn't happen. This
So-
wouldn't happen.
so-
This really wouldn't happen.
you
So,
haven't.
you know, you are way over
I'm
exaggerating
not.
everything.
It
Yes, you
happened.
are. It's not going to happen.
2 doors away it happened.
No, it didn't.
It did.
No, you're lying.
We had the police all the way up there. I'm not lying. It happened 2 doors
It's not
away.
going to happen here.
That-
It's not going to happen.
That daughter, 2
Well,
doors
you're
up,
not
had an
gonna-
18th
it's
birthday
not
party,
going to happen.
and it completely
It's
got.
really, it's not going to happen.
It
It's not going to happen.
completely-
It's not a party. It's not a gathering. It's not going to happen.
Well, what if it did?
Then you'll be stuffed, won't you? You'll have to deal with that.
Is that how you
It's
feel?
not going to happen.
I'm just saying that, and I'm saying, what if it did, and you just
It
say, well,
wouldn't happen, so we don't have to think about it.
I'm worried sick that something will happen, and
Then
all
worry
you-
sick
and
about
then all
it.
you'll do
Worry sick about it then. Go and read your
and
newspapers.
you're not
Go and read your
reassuring me.
newspapers. Go and pretend you know who's coming so you can pretend that all of this is going to happen so you can sit there worrying.
Why do you have so little respect for me?
I just don't think you're just stupid in this respect.
Every single time you've got something in your head that it's going to happen regardless.
It's
Why
nothing
don't
bad is going to happen. I reckon the worst thing that will happen is if someone who's, I don't even know anyone because they're all older.
Well, they are all older. If they're all saying they're going to have
let me
drinks
listen,
here,
let me
what is
let
the
me
age
say-
group of them?
let
Just out
me
of interest.
talk. I'm talking. You just butted in. I was going to say the worst thing that I can imagine happening, which probably won't because they've all been drinking for years or whatever, that someone will throw up. And I will leave a bucket outside in case someone decides that they do need to throw up. But there's no one I can think of that will, because they're all pretty old now.
How long are they going to be here for?
We're going to leave around 11:30.
And how long are they going to be, what time are they arriving here?
About 7 or 8.
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yes.
4 hours of just drinking.
Well, we don't have to just drink. Obviously, we're not going to just drink.
What is it they're going to be doing for 4 hours?
We're just going to chill.
Well, what does that
I said
entail?
from 7 onwards, people are going to probably arrive later.
So,
And it doesn't matter, that doesn't matter.
Hannah, 4
I
hours,
don't
5
get
or
it.
3 hours even, or even 2 hours.
I don't get it.
Well, what I'm getting at is, if these people are just going to come around here and just drink,
That's what a party
and you're going
is.
to actually put a
If
bucket.
I was to have a party, it would be around 7 o'clock again, till about 3 in the morning. Just by the way. If I
Well,
was
that's
to have a
why
party.
we didn't want a party then.
Yeah, which is why I'm doing this, and then I'm going out, which I will be coming back around 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'm just,
I don't get it. I really don't.
I don't understand. Well, what have you told all this to your mother? Have you explained
Yes,
to your mother?
she knows.
And she knows all this.
She knows.
So she's more than happy to have people here who she doesn't know at all, drinking for up to 4 hours.
You will know.
And you don't think that that's potentially a risk,
Not with the people who have been invited.
but we don't know them.
No.
I've got to just trust you.
Basically, you've got to do that for once.
Well, it's not a case of you've got to prove to yourself, you've got to prove to me that you're worthy of that
What
trust.
I'm trying to do.
Well, you didn't do it this morning when I asked you to just clean up stuff
You've
and you
never
get all
let me
angry.
prove your trust, so why should I be?
I haven't. What does that mean? You've been in your
Well,
bedroom.
why is it I have to prove
It's
my
too-
trust?
Because you are the 18-year-old tomorrow or 2
Yes.
days' time. And that's why, Hannah, at the moment you're just a child. All right, in 2 days'
Okay.
time, yes, just a child. In 2 days' time, you'll be an adult. But right now, this moment, you're not.
I don't think it's really.
So, yes, you do have to prove your trust.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, but you don't let me any time.
Proving yourself to me is showing that you have actually thought this through
I have thought this through.
and considered the consequences of your
Okay,
actions.
consequences. People come over, too many people come over, we leave the exact same time we would have left. I don't really see what any consequences are.
What
I don't
happen-
see, there's not enough people for there to be
All right.
consequences.
So what? Just say, for example, what happens tomorrow? Just hear me out on this. If you're telling me about trusting you, just tell me, in your own words, how you will deal if, in a situation, if suddenly the party gets out of hand, possibly more people come here than have been invited because the word's got out and other people
Call
turn
the
up.
police.
The police will say, we were partly responsible. We're responsible. The police won't come. They won't come, Hannah.
Yes, they do.
They
do
don't come.
They do come.
They don't come in time.
That doesn't matter.
All right, well, just so you're relying upon the police.
Yes, that's the only thing you can rely on.
What if that doesn't work? If
Then
it
we
doesn't
have to
work,
live with it, don't we? I don't see what you do. What do you do?
Well-
Go on then, you tell me. What do you do if that happens, the police aren't available? Call the fire brigade maybe, but what if they're not available? What then? What would you do?
you need to understand.
What would you do?
I need to
What
know.
would you do?
I-
You don't have an answer.
I'm about to tell you.
That's
I would know in advance the names of all the people who've been
oh
invited.
bloody hell! I know the names.
Yeah, but
I know the
I
names.
don't.
Doesn't
And
matter.
I'm going to be
it
the.
doesn't matter.
You're
because
not you're not the adult.
It doesn't matter.
Every gathering.
It doesn't matter.
every
I can tell you the names
gathering-
in 5 seconds if something
Every
bad happens.
gathering has to have a responsible adult in charge.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well, of course it does.
Is that written down in the law?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, Hannah.
I'm going. This
No,
is
hear me
stupid.
out. If that's the case, that every gathering has to have a responsible adult
Does it?
in charge,
I
then
don't believe that.
don't you not think that it's reasonable for that responsible adult
No.
to be aware of everyone who's
No.
been invited?
No. Especially if what you're saying is if extra people come that we don't know about,
Yes.
I wouldn't know their names anyway.
But no, but at least I would then be able to say
You
your
wouldn't-
name
you
isn't
wouldn't-
on the list, you're not invited.
You wouldn't know.
Because I'd have a list as
Yeah, but you're
saying
not
who is
having
and
a
who
list.
isn't.
There's not enough
But if
people
I
for it to
don't
be a
know
problem.
who's there,
I don't care. I really don't.
but what I'm saying is if I go out there and see there's people,
All of this, you're putting it all out of perspective. It's 20 people. 20 people. That's not a lot of people.
it is.
No, it isn't.
It
Have you
is.
been to a proper party before? There's about 80 people there.
Well, I could never imagine
Or
having
70.
80 people.
Harriet had, what, 80 people at her 16th?
And what happened then?
Absolutely nothing,
Well, they were lucky.
were they?
Yes, they
I'm
were
pretty
lucky.
sure it's just because we trusted the people who were coming.
But you don't know who they invite.
They
It's
didn't
people-
invite people.
It's people who
They
bring
didn't.
other people.
Yes, and they did invite those people, and those people came, and what happened? Nothing still. There was a list, but that was because there were 80 people.
Well,
There's 20 people.
I'll
That's
be-
not a lot of people. Believe me. I thought I would hate to have, I wouldn't have a party if it was just 20 people I was inviting. That would be pointless. You would have spoken to everyone within the first hour. That's boring.
are you seriously telling me it's
Yes.
boring?
That's why you're old-fashioned, because there's a very different way of doing things these days.
I don't follow you.
That party I went to in England, Sally's, there was about 40 people there.
Sally's. I don't know who Sally
You
is.
don't need to know who Sally is, do you?
Well, there you go
I'm
again.
just saying that just to piss you off. But I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know
Sally is
why
Louise's
you do
girlfriend.
that.
It's just funny that you didn't even remember about Sally's party.
Sally Stokes?
No? What?
Who's
The
Sally
hell?
who?
Sally Louise's girlfriend.
I didn't even know that was her name.
You didn't ever ask.
Well, no, I didn't ask, no. You never tell me anything, and I don't ask because I always get the same response.